Good morning. Today we're going to do a quick overview of CLIN1QC by Clinical Software Solutions. CLIN1QC is a standalone quality control program for use in clinical laboratories and other clinical settings. It can also serve a statistical process control function. It is a multi-user application. It does require a unique user ID and password for each user. The users can be configured to be administrators or just normal technicians. So I'm going to log in as an administrator. We do have system utilities where we define the system configuration. It's where we put our name and address of the facility that we're tracking. Now it is a multi-location system, so we can track multiple locations or multiple facilities in one database. The database is an MS-SQL database, so it has full record locking and isolation capabilities, as well as advanced query and ad hoc reporting capabilities. We do track each workstation associated, so we know that where the data is being entered, and then multiple users. We do allow an unlimited number of users. Each user can be associated with a particular location or facility. We do maintain a full audit trail of access to the system, including logging in, adding data, reviewing data, editing controls, etc. This is our main screen. If I wanted to find a new control, I'm going to go into Edit Controls and I can hit Add, and that will allow me to create a new control. I'm going to give it a description, expiration date, lot number. We can turn WestGuard rule tracking on or off just by using the checkbox, and we can control the individual WestGuard rules by checking or unchecking these particular checkboxes here. Along with other information, we can track the methodology associated with the control, an analyzer, and we can assign it a location or a facility. So we can tie it to a specific location. If I double click on this, I can edit the control references for this control. We do allow an unlimited number of control references, and we track a mean and standard deviation or percent deviation for each analyte associated with the control. Now, your package inserts, if you're buying pre-bought or packaged controls, will have a lot of times, instead of giving you a mean or standard deviation, they'll give you a low reference, high reference. If you want to enter those values off of the package insert, then we will back calculate the mean and standard deviation for you. And then if you mix your own controls, you can enter your own N number, coefficient of variance, and specify a format for precision for the controls, if you like, and you can associate, this is non-editable since it's referencing back to the facility associated to the original control. So that's all you have to do. Is once you've defined your controls, defined your reference ranges associated with that control, then you're good to go. So I'm going to go back to the main screen, and I'm going to edit some QC data or add some QC data. I'm going to select my control. I'm going to just use today's date, and I'm going to add a new set of data. Here I'm using total protein. I've got my expected means and standard deviations. I can manually enter this information, or we do offer interfaces for controls, and this application CLIN1QC can be used in conjunction with our laboratory information system, our LIS, or Laboratory Information Management System, LIMS. And if we do that, then the information does come straight across into the system from the analyzer via our analyzer specific interfaces. So to continue with entering my results here, I'm just going to make up some numbers. Let's do we'll get something. Now it does monitor for a violation of your 2SD limit, so you get an alert. And we can choose to plot this data point or exclude it from our Levy-Jennings plot. And of course, if we're going to remedy the situation, maybe we're going to repeat with a new batch of controls or something of that nature. We're going to rerun that. Maybe it was shorted, maybe it was old controls or something like that. We can choose to exclude it from the plot. I can repeat it, and then hopefully if we did everything right, we'll be back in control. I'm just going to say no here. Now that setting no, that sets a little flag out here that tells me yes, this point was out, and it says no, don't plot this control. So we do have tracking of those types of situations. We can use those in our ad hoc reporting or in our standard reporting capabilities. So I'm going to go on with my control entry here. And then once I've entered all my control results, I can exit. Now at this point, I can review today's controls. I can look at my data points. I can see my notations. I can make a correction out here if I need to. And then I can choose to plot that if I want. Levy-Jennings plots, my calculated mean, standard deviation. Okay, so then I can plot my other analyte. And I can see my mean, standard deviation, coefficient of variance, as well as my expected mean, standard deviation, my control, lot number, expiration date information up here as well. All of my data is listed here. If I had had any Westgarter rule violations, they would show up in this area along with an explanation of which data points were affected. And that's about as easy as QC gets.